Hello dear viewers, my name is Squid, and today I'll be talking about Frostbite, Deadly Climate. Frostbite is a free survival horror game made by Alex Olinkovitz, in which you are an Arctic biologist who's gone lost in the storm. We begin with our character stumbling upon a small hut, although it doesn't have any powers, so it's only prolonging the inevitable. Important items being the tape reel and ID, a letter, a map, and a weird drink with a sun logo on it. The letter explains that a researcher broke his portable tape recorder, and the only spare is a reel-to-reel one. This mechanically works as a player's save, which will be fully introduced later. The ID shows a man named Murphy Patterson, who worked as a meteorologist at Base 75. The map shows that Base 75 is really close to the hut you're staying in. Finally, there's the weird drink, which seems to be an almost magical substance which warms up your body upon consumption. The gun safe with an odd lock, having a code which uses symbols normally found on lottery tickets. With nothing else to interact with, you have to go back into the storm. Here I should introduce one of the most important features, which is quite unique: the maintenance of your body heat. Given that you're stuck in the Arctic, maintaining your body heat is vital to your survival. When your body heat is low, your stamina drains much faster, and once your body heat reaches zero, your health will slowly deplete over time, ending with you freezing to death. Another important feature is the room's temperature. The warmer the room is, the slower your body heat will decrease. However, the room's temperature decreases the longer you stay in there. It also decreases if you leave a door open or if you break a window. Your body heat also affects the combat, which I'll talk about later. Following the lights will lead to the entrance of Base 75. The first thing we see is a dead body clutching an axe, giving the player their first weapon. This is a part of the survival horror game which usually raises the tension as a subtle hint to the player that they'll be encountering enemies from here on out. The first room we're able to enter is the radio room. On desk we see a radio report which states that the researchers of the base discovered a new organism under the ice, which despite being frozen, was still alive. The team decided to take it for study, although they'll only have until their next shipment of supplies. The next entry is talking about the current storm which we're trapped in. The next item of interest is the notification board. The first note talks about the lockers being one of the few forms of privacy the scientists are provided, and yet funnily enough, right below is text complaining about how cheap the padlocks are and how easy it is to lockpick. This not only tells the players of the lockpicking mechanic, in which the lockers act as little goodie baskets, but also gives a little world building of how underfunded the space is. The second note is about a missing screwdriver, which is a bit of foreshadowing for later. The last note is saying that Murphy left his room key in the bathroom. In the bathroom we find room key E, and spicy spice in the shower, which is used in the simple crafting system, which I'll be explaining in a little bit. In one of the toilets we find a lock pit, which of course lets us open one of the lockers. Going to the living quarters, we find that most of the rooms are locked. The first unlocked room is room D, which has some spicy spice in the left closet. The next unlocked room is room B, which has our first gun, the revolver. And then the table talks about how one of the scientists tried to escape via one of the snowcats, which led to the burning of one of the power cables and fuse. Scientists crashed snowcat, leaving him stranded outside, and he probably froze to death. Using the key we found in the bathroom lets us enter room E. This room has a key for lab A. There's also a note which states it was the organism that the scientists found that turned them into monsters, and that these monsters can detect us through our body heat. This in gameplay terms means only having 1 bar heat allows you to sneak up on the monsters. Heading back up to the hallway to our left is a storage room which has a health potion and a chemical fluid, the last part for crafting. Combining certain materials with chemical fluid could make a type of potion, or if using gunpowder, makes revolver ammo. There's also a storage container which you can unload your inventory into. Next to the storage is a recorder which is used as a save station. Next to the storage is a recreation room which has a pool table, chessboard, and an arcade machine. Inside is a stamina potion which will refill your stamina when it's been depleted, and there's some more revolver ammo by the arcade. Across the hallway is lab A, where we can find some more revolver ammo on top of the cabinet. Searching through the cabinets we find a heat drink and more spicy spice. Looking at the center table, there's a note explaining the organisms that the scientists found. Referred as the ice devil, the organism is a parasite that needs the cold to survive. The ice devil will take over a host and alter its body temperatures into freezing territory. Exiting Lab A, we enter the other side of the hallway, which was once blocked. Here we find our first enemy, a frozen zombie. I also want to talk about the combat, which is divided into two groups, melee and guns. In the melee, we only have the axe, which does slightly less damage than the revolver. The axe does not require ammo, instead drains your stamina with each swing. Guns, on the other hand, deal far more damage, with maximum damage coming from headshots. However, you can use iron sights in this game, requiring you to always hip fire, making aiming needing some getting used to. The cold also affects the combat, with your stamina regen slowing down when you get colder, to your crosshair increasing, making it harder to aim. Once a zombie is dead, we can enter the infirmary, which contains a note saying the process of the ice devil infection. The infected suffer from severe hypothermia despite not being exposed to the colder weather, having their body heat dropping from 37 degrees Celsius to 24. However, despite this, the victim won't lose consciousness, muscle coordination, or energy, although some symptoms are present like blue skin, weak pulse, and sluggish thinking. They also perform paradoxical undressing, which explains why the zombie we fought is only in his boxers. Besides the note, there's a health drink in the sink and eye chart, which will be used in a future puzzle. Looking around the hallway, we see that Lab B and the garage are locked. However, we can access Storage B, where we find our second gun, the rifle, some caffeinated spice, shotgun shells, more chem fluid, and an arcade machine manual, which is used in a later puzzle. The door outside is blocked, however the dog kennel is unlocked, and once we enter, we find that the kennel itself is torn apart, and one of the dogs is dead. The door heading outside is knocked over, allowing us to access the garage. Here we find another frozen zombie to kill. On the table is an audio reel, an ID for the mechanic, a lottery ticket which can be used to open the gun safe back at the first shack, which gives us the shotgun. Though we'll have to be careful as we'll be attacked by a new enemy type, being a frozen dog. There's also a note explaining how the door works. The door is strong enough to withstand the harsh climate and can't be busted through. The door has an automatic timer which closes after a certain amount of time. Final piece of info is that each snowcat has a remote control that can open the garage door. There's also an electrical layout which is needed for later. Going to the other side of the garage, there's a table which has a damaged electrical cable, a note stating that there's another cable, but that is on top of the radio tower. Finally, there's more rifle ammo, a key for room A, and an ID for the technician. Finally, if you climb up the ladder by the desk, you can get more shotgun shells, and top of the snowcat is a lockpick. Heading to room A, we find another zombie. We'll have to be careful here as we can shoot out the window behind him, which rapidly drains the room's temperature. Inside the room, we find more rifle ammo, a lockbox, and note stating that the doctor said they should center their eyes on the center of 1, 3, and 5. This is a pretty nifty puzzle where you have to put the symbols that correspond with the eye chart. Opening the lockbox, we can get the key for the office. There's a note on the desk which explains that the base's internal power is connected to the external. There's also some caffeinated spice below the desk. Once we enter the office, we can get more rifle ammo, a key for the kitchen, a key for room F, and some gunpowder. We can also find a logbook which gives us our goals to escape. We'll have to find and replace the power wire, find and replace the fuse, go to the storage shed and grab motor oil, and once we do that, we can power 2 sectors of the base. Heading to the kitchen, we find a large zombie which require a lot of bullets to take down. We find a key for room C and meal schedule. Heading to room C, you can get more shotgun ammo and a key for lab B, plus some chem fluid. Heading to room F, we can find a female ice zombie, which we have to kill, and we also find a diary entry which gives us a small glimpse of the infection. We also find the missing screwdriver, a lockpick, and sweet spice. In lab B, we find another female zombie. Here we find a lab report which states that the ice devil excretes a chemical similar to liquid nitrogen that converts the organism into the frozen creatures we've been seeing throughout the game. However, once the creature dies, the chemical turns into a stronger form of calcium chloride, explaining why the enemies dissolve. The scientists have turned this into a liquid solution which could replace common ice melt. Besides the solution, we find some stamina drink, a heat drink, and gunpowder. From here, we get everything we need. First, we can get the fuse by using the screwdriver on the arcade machine. Next, using solution, we can get on top of the base, where we can fight another large zombie and grab the spare power cable. Finally, we can get motor oil at the spare sword shed. The sword is locked, but the code to open it is the time for dinner. Here we fight another zombie, grab more ammo and supplies, and with that we head to the generator, place the cable and fuse, and fill it with motor oil. Next we have to power on 2 sectors, with the correct sectors being C and E. Heading back through the base, we fight one last zombie before heading to the garage. Here we open the garage door, grab the snowcat key, more ammo, another key and health drink. We'll need this as soon as we grab the key. We'll be attacked by a frozen polar bear, which acts as a final boss. Once we slay the polar bear, we'll get an ending slide stating how we escaped from the base and beaten the game. Frostbite is a short but fun survival horror game with simple puzzles sprinkled in. However, with an invisible timer with the body heat system, it adds a bit of pressure to the puzzle system. There are also a couple challenges in the game's achievements, such as not taking any damage, beating the game in under 3 minutes. Overall, Frostbite is a fun game that I can recommend giving it a couple hours if you have them to spare. With all that being said, all that's left is goodbye.